Good evening, everyone. Good evening. I'm Cassandra Washington, the CEO of Life Enhancement and Development Enterprises. Thank you for joining us this evening. Thank you so much. We appreciate you coming in and joining us. We want you to come on in because we have a wonderful show for you this evening. At Life Enhancement and Development, we're all about personal and professional development. And so we just want to take this month of April, and encourage you and empower you. So we have something great for you this afternoon. We want to share information with you that's going to help you thrive, that's going to help you flourish to the maximum level of success and fulfillment. We want to give you tools, resources, strategies that will help you align yourself with the true elements of success. So, we're going to bring you programs, we're going to bring you experts, strategies, and skills to help you manifest your business. And today, we're going to start doing just that with our special guest today. She is Bernadette Hicks-Kelly, and she is the CEO of Effective Transformation Coaching. She's going to share some very motivational and inspirational information with us today, and she's going to share some exercises and some skills and strategies to help us activate confidence to manifest your vision. Yes, this month in April, we're going to have a transformation series because we want you to make that vision happen. We want you to make your dreams come into fruition. So, Bernadette, thank you so much for joining me again. You always show up when I ask you to. So thank you so much. I know you have a lot going on, but I appreciate you coming on this evening to share with us some of the strategies and tools you use with your clients when you're coaching them. So thank you for joining us. I'm going
Absolutely.
to allow you to say hello to everyone.
Well, hello, everyone. You are more than welcome. I enjoy talking with you. I enjoy these series. I am watching anytime and any guest on. They're always inspirational to me. So thank you for allowing me to share your platform as well.
All right, all right. Well, I just love it because I'm excited. I've been looking forward to it all day, and actually ever since we were talking about it, because of course it came up because we were sharing some things, and I
Yeah.
love one of the reasons I love talking to you is because I love the way you think. I love the motivation. I love the ideas that you have and some of the things that you've been sharing with me that you're doing with your clients, coaching them and helping them to walk into their vision, to walk into their purpose. So I just want to get started because I know you have some wonderful things to share with us. We often talk about how we grew up, where we came from, the things that we encountered. We both came from single family homes. Our mothers did an excellent job in training us. And
Yes.
we often talk about the things they taught us and how they share with us. And, growing up in small towns in Mississippi, we aspired to have more. So with that in mind, we always knew something greater was on the horizon for us. I remember it. We always talk about this. That time when we got in the car and we drove to Memphis, Tennessee. We had developed this program for college students.
Yes. Yes. I remember.
Yes, to encourage college students and to help them through that whole process of getting into school. And so at a young age, we always just
Yes.
knew that there was something great for us and that we wanted to do. And so I want to ask you, when God revealed to you this greater for you and his vision for your life, what was your first reaction to what he was showing you?
I think my first at the time I was 8 years old, so it was a long time ago. So I think the fear hadn't kicked in because I didn't see the big picture. So I
Uh-huh.
got an opportunity to see the end picture, and so I loved the end picture. And the end picture was I was going to get to dress up every day and carry a briefcase.
Oh
And so
yeah.
I was excited about the end picture. He did not reveal that from what's going to happen between the 8 and the dream coming
Yeah.
to fruition. So I didn't see that piece. So I was
Mhm.
excited, like that's this who I'm going to be. This is who I was born to be. And a lot happened between, 8 years old and becoming an adult and starting that business or living that lifestyle. So, but I am here today to say, it was worth the good, the bad, and the ugly. It has been worth it.
I know. And that is that, you hear a lot of people talk about this, and this is so true. He doesn't necessarily show you the things that you have to go in between,
No.
but he shows you this, gives you this vision and this picture of what you will be doing and how he sees you. And so it's so exciting, and the process and the journey is getting to that part. And so when he showed you this vision of yourself, because we've been knowing each other for a long time,
Yeah.
and just to see the person that you are now. I mean, it is just it. And you will all you've always been a person who was focused and who was driven, but not a person who liked to talk a lot, like to
Not,
be out front.
not at all. But you know what? I think God put people in place because I remember having a speech teacher and I had to take a speech class
Uh-huh.
in college, and I did not want to and could not get out of the class. And it was a requirement. And I had to take the
Mhm.
speech class. And when I did my first speech, I thought it was horrible. I thought, and I can remember to this day, she said I had to sell a teddy bear. And so that's what my speech was. I was going to sell a teddy bear
Mhm.
for whatever. And when I finished, she said, "You did an amazing job." She said, "You could really have an awesome speaking career." And I was looking at me, I was like, "Lady, I stumbled through just getting up in front of this class. And you talking about
Uh-huh.
me having a speaking career?" I really said that's never gonna happen. I couldn't even imagine me
Uh-huh.
speaking for a living. And so now to find myself speaking and training and doing workshop and seminars, it's amazing to me. So God often takes me back to that place that a stranger spoke that
Mhm.
to me, and even though I doubted it at the time,
Mhm.
it
Mhm.
was
I
still
know.
true. Even though I doubted, I was like, mm-mm. You have that speech story, where you was in speech and didn't even want to finish the class.
Girl, I had that experience. I know what you're talking about. It was sent me into such anxiety. So I know
Yes,
exactly what you mean. So after you accepted the fact that you now must be this person he's showing you to be. You made the decision. You
yes,
accepted that
yes,
this is what he wants me to do. This
yes.
is what I'm supposed to be doing. Speaking, traveling, leading, managing. Uh, were you confident in your ability to become a leader and an entrepreneur when this came to you? Were you confident at first?
No, not at all. And I think it started with a someone offering me a manager's role. I knew that it was coming. I knew they were going to come and ask me about being a manager. And just all the doubt, all the fear. I think the easiest way and the best way to explain it is to if you ever saw The Matrix, and
Mm-hmm.
where the guy, at the beginning of the story, they tell him, "You are the one." And he's just like, I'm not the one. Y'all making a mistake. I took these two pills and I chose one, but I am still not the one. Even after taking the pill and multiple people telling him, "It's you." Even after training, he was like, "No, it's not me. It's not me. I am not the one." But something happened and it triggered him to say, "You know what? I am, it is me. I am the one." He's doing this fight scene, and in this fight scene, all of a sudden it clicks. And I think that's what happened to me, is all of a sudden it clicked, like, you know what? I don't even have to struggle to do this anymore. Yes, I still have the concerns, I still have the anxiety, but
Yeah,
it's not a struggle like it used to be. So I don't know. Do you have a clip of that?
I do. I do. Let me pull it up for you right
Okay.
quick. I'm gonna put it up.
He is the one.
Perfect.
That was awesome. You know what? When it dawned on him, but that isn't that something? Isn't that how it usually is?
Yes.
Sometimes other people can see who you are before you do.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's exactly how I felt. You saw where the bullets were coming at him. That's
Mhm.
how life is. I felt like all of these things were coming. So sometimes when we're trying to define, what am I really supposed to be doing? All of these things, for Christian believers, we call it the enemy is sending all these things to us, right?
Mhm,
To tell you
mhm.
to take something, just take anything, but don't take the one thing that you're supposed to be doing. And so
Uh-huh.
when I see that scene with all the bullets coming to him, and he just said, "You know what? Stop. I this is who I am, and I can control what I decide to accept." And we can, we can
Yeah.
control what we decide to accept and control. The more we take control of our life, the more we take control of our thoughts, the more we take control of our ideas, then our life can align with what we're
Mhm.
really supposed to be doing. And you see in that one scene where this guy gets so mad. He's not mad because he's fighting him. He's mad like, oh, you figure out who you really supposed to be. And
Uh-huh.
that's what happens in life is when we figure out, it seems like people get mad, you know,
Mhm,
that you don't even know,
mhm.
like, well, why are you so mad? I moved. How did
Yeah.
that make you upset? Because I left the city, because I left the town, because I quit a job. Why are you so angry that I
Mhm.
quit a job? Why are you so angry that I moved to another city? They don't even know why they're angry, but you have to endure and you have to know this is who I am. So, yes,
Mhm.
I know I did not have the confidence, but time came, and the more confident I became, I realized other people's opinion didn't matter. It really did
Right.
not matter.
And I see, once he realized who when it dawned on him who he is and what he has the ability to do and the power to do, he ran toward the enemy. He
Exactly.
ran toward it and he attacked with
Yes.
confidence. He
Yes.
attacked with confidence. And I believe, let's talk a little bit about confidence, what that
Absolutely.
is, because I believe it includes knowing who you are.
Exactly. Exactly.
Knowing who you are.
Knowing who you are. Confidence to me is power. It's
Mhm.
the power. Once you're confident, you open up a whole power, strength. And in that strength is, if you don't open that power, you don't tap into that power, it's an untapped resource. So as long as
Mhm.
you're not tapping into that power, you really don't know who you are. And as Christian believers, and as Christian faith companies, that power is God. That power is the Christ that's in us. If we don't
Mhm.
tap into that, we missed out on all the resources that's available to us. It's so many resources and we can, be in the corner, afraid to move
Mhm.
forward
Mhm.
and scared and just touch it just a little bit. But I dream big. I learned to dream big.
Yes, 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 yes. And once you know who you are
Yes.
and understand that power
Mhm.
that you have, and we have to understand that we're this physical shell, this physical body is not really who you are. It's that
Absolutely.
inward person, because you are a spirit, you have a soul, and which lives in this body. But the
Absolutely.
spirit and the soul is what makes this body move throughout the earth. So we have to build this inward person, the real person.
The
The
real person.
real person is who we have to work on. The real person, the mind, our emotions. This is the real person that we have to work on. And this reveals who we really are. And
Absolutely.
then we know who we are and we know the power that we have. And I think that's why our confidence levels are so low.
Yes,
Because, like you said, power, ability,
absolutely.
strength.
Strength.
We don't know the power and the ability and the strength that we have, and we don't know who we are, and we don't know, we're not connected or relationship, and as the word that you use, don't know how to tap into and activate that
Absolutely.
connection that we have to the greatest source that there is.
There is. Yes, absolutely.
The
And
great,
activate. When you said the word activate, it reminded me of the Warner twins. You know,
yeah,
in the Warner twins, when they would touch each other's hands, they would fist bump. We call it fist
yeah,
bump now.
uh-huh,
It would activate something inside of them. To look at them on the outside, they looked like these little teenagers. They was little kids, but there was such a great power on the inside of them. And all they had to do was touch the right person, which was each other. And I think
mhm,
that's what we do for each other is, when we find another believer who is dreaming big, there
mhm,
are some believers that you can touch and nothing going to happen. But then there's some believers that,
yes,
they dreaming big, just like you're dreaming big. So when you touch each other, you activate something in them. I tell
mhm,
people, I have some friends that work 9 to 5. I have some conversations with them. They really think I'm crazy. They be like, "Girl, what do you mean you stayed up? You got up at 3 o'clock in the morning? Who gets up at 3 o'clock in the morning? Why are you getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning?" But you find another entrepreneur. They may be
mhm,
getting up at 2 o'clock, and they say, "You know what? I didn't even get a chance to go to sleep last night." And we can relate. And the more we talk to them, the more
mhm.
exciting we get. The more we
Yeah,
get activated. Like, okay, you know what? I haven't been doing anything. I'm about to get my
yeah,
drive on. So it's a different type of drive because they activate something that's burning on the inside of us. They will, if you have a spark, by the time you finish talking to someone who is strong and who is going somewhere or where you
mhm,
want to be, they done got you burning. Now they done start a
yeah.
whole fire in you. So that's all you need to do is just activate, touch so you can activate someone else.
That's it. And even that connection to the one who gave you the vision in the first
Yes.
place. And
Yes.
to know that he believes in you.
He believes in
He
you.
believes in you. And the fact that he told you to do it,
Yes.
showed you because he's the one who made you. And it makes me think about a conversation that we had last week about vessels. And he's the one
Yes.
who
Yes.
made you. He's the one who created you and poured all this goodness and greatness on
Mhm.
the inside of you. And he is the one who knows how to bring it out of you.
Absolutely.
You just have to
Absolutely.
align yourself with how he thinks
Absolutely.
about you. And you have to begin to think about yourself in that way. And so, with that being said, you know, as I was saying earlier, naturally, you have a personality of being quiet, but you always have been supportive. You always been focused, and you're driven. But you didn't like being out front.
Oh my
How did
gosh.
you come to grips with the fact that you had to take on a leadership position to bring your vision into manifestation? Because that was the only way it was going to happen. You were going to have
Absolutely.
you were going to have to come from behind and step out in the forefront. How did you come to grips with that?
I think what happened was, praying for increase. I remember praying for increase, and God had given me, increase was not going to come on a job for me.
Mhm.
Increase was going to come as being a business owner. And because I already knew from being 8, I deliberately moved to Georgia in 96 to be a business owner. But
Mhm.
life happened. And so you start doing all this other stuff. But I never forgot who I was supposed to be.
Yeah.
But God began to deal with me and saying, being on the job is not going to get you to where you need to be. So I remember the desire came to have a closer relationship with God. So
Mhm.
what I wanted to do was to be in 9 a.m. prayer. And in order to be in 9 a.m. prayer, I couldn't work a job, because,
Mhm.
most
Mhm.
jobs, I was at work from 7 to 3 or 7 to 7. So there was a conflict there. So I prayed, and once I had my daughter, I made up my mind. I was not going back to work. I was going to have to figure out something. I was going to start a business. I was going to do whatever. So I didn't officially start off with trying to start a business. My desire became, I want a closer relationship with God. And getting a closer relationship with God, that's when he revealed to me, okay, now start a business. So he began to download all these things. And when I say start a business, I'm talking a business I didn't even know how to do. So God gave me every single little detail on how to do this business. I had a brief introduction in the healthcare industry, but I didn't know the piece that I wanted to do, which was billing and coding. I didn't even know how to do it. I didn't even know what it required. But God, again, we can pray, but we still have to take action. And action for me was I had to go study. I had to study the people that was doing it. I had to go do research on how to start a company. And all the bumps came, all the failures came, just because he gave me the idea and I saw myself in the suit and carrying the briefcase doesn't mean that the bumps didn't come. I still heard the no's, but again, my mind doubted, but my heart was always encouraged. I never lost my drive because, again, now it helps me understand that scripture where it says God knows my heart. Even though my mom was like, girl, you better quit. You better get back to that job and get you some money. But God made sure that my heart, so, God will make stuff so real to us. We say the scriptures all the time, but God knows the heart. God judges according to the heart. I said it over and over. But there are times when things happen in our life and it becomes so real. I was like, God knew my heart. When I wanted to quit, he already knew you were born to do this. You were born to be a leader. You was born to be a business owner. You was born to be in a leadership role. And so I had to go through life in order to get the confidence to do the things that he put in my heart years ago. Even as a child, I had a desire to be in this position, but I didn't have the confidence, and he allowed life to happen to build that confidence. But no, I did not have that confidence. But in the process of getting a closer relationship with God, everything else began to line up.
Yes, and through those experiences, you talk about life began to happen. So every time an experience came, a challenge came, and he brought you through it, then it built, it made you a little more confident. It made you a little more sure, that assurance that, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Even when the failures came and then that worked out. I believe this is what I'm supposed to be doing. And finally you get to that point, like the guy in the Matrix, you running toward it.
Exactly.
You running toward it. I know I can handle this. I know that I can handle this, not because I'm so sure of myself, but because I know I'm sure of who it is that's with me.
Exactly. I'm sure of the Christ that's in me. I'm absolutely sure. And you said something so true, Cassandra. The fear was there because I wasn't always sure. But when it's again back to the Matrix, because when we have that physical thing that we can see, when the light bulb will sometimes just come on, and I can't even tell you what day it was. I can't tell you when it happened. All I know is one day I woke up for sure, and I said to myself, I don't care if I go into a panic attack in front of everybody and fall out. At least I'm going to try and I'm going to do my best. I don't care if I shake until, but then one day, and every time I would get up, I would say, you know what? God did not give me the spirit of fear. God did not give me the spirit of fear. And I would always say that every time I got up. So I would say, okay, Holy Ghost, you're going to have to take over because God did not give me the spirit of fear. But it still didn't mean I wasn't nervous. I was still nervous. I was like, oh, I don't even want to be up here. But the more I did, it's still going to come with practice. And you're going to have to make the choice to continue to move forward. I think we talked about consistency, and I still had to be consistent in learning. Let's talk about being prepared. I think a couple of times when I got up, I didn't feel like I was prepared. I didn't feel like I knew enough. But the more I prepared myself with studying and learning, the more the confidence come. The confidence come when we feel like we are prepared. Now, if you're prepared and you still scared, then you just need to keep practicing. Again, we need to be consistent. But if you know that you are prepared, the more you get up, the more confident that you are. And that's what happened. I became just more confident, not cocky, confident in knowing that I have Christ in me. And I can do this because he said, I can do all things through
Yeah.
Christ. I'm not trying to do this through Bernadette because I already know I can't do this through Bernadette, but
Yeah.
I can do all things through Christ. So when people even call me to this day, well, hey, we got this project. Can you do it? Absolutely. So, again, if the dollar sign right, it's absolutely, I can do that. And so why? And when I'm training other people, and they say, "Well, why do you always say yes?" Once you get to it and you think you can do, why do you always say yes? And I take them back to that scripture. I can do all things through Christ who strengthened me. Because if he can teach me how to start a medical billing and coding business when I didn't know anything, then he can teach me to do some other stuff as well. So I think God can teach me how to do anything. I am probably the least computer person ever, but for God to use my greatest weakness and these last few years to turn my greatest weakness into my greatest strength, that's pretty much where my revenue come from now is computer classes, IT support. I have to laugh at myself. It's like I am IT support.
Isn't that amazing?
Amazing. Only
Never
Christ
knew it was in you.
No. I call poor IT so much that when people calling me for support, I have to laugh. I was like, I've been there. I understand. So when they have a basic question, I say, oh, I understand.
I know, but it is amazing.
It's
And
amazing.
that's the beauty about it. I
Yes.
think we're yet in our best days
Yes,
because there's
absolutely.
so much about ourselves or that we have the ability to do or the exploits that we're going to do that we haven't even tapped into them
Haven't
yet.
even tapped into.
Haven't tapped
Absolutely.
into them yet. And so let's talk about that.
Okay.
You have this image of yourself. Now you're seeing yourself as the person that he's created you to be. He's giving you these ideas, and he's telling you to start a business. He's telling you you're going to be an entrepreneur and all of these things. So let's speak to the importance of transforming your mind and your imagination when it comes to manifesting your vision, because the mind is the key part of it, the foundation of it.
Absolutely.
You have to get that image in your mind, and you have to see it, and you have to believe it. So speak to the importance of transforming your mind. I like the fact that your business is called Effective Transformation. So speak to the
Because it has to be effective. Because
yes.
you can think you're transforming, but effective mean it's happening for real. Because we can talk a good show, and if it's not happening, it's not happening. Because we can talk about. I remember years talking about I'm gonna purchase me a house. I'm gonna live in my dream house one day, and it took one day a minute to get here. So until I really did the steps and took the steps to make it real, that's what made it effective. Effective had to happen on my part. Like I had to get up and do something to make it effective. Now, again, just what you're saying, that dream starts in our heart. Believing it starts in our heart. And I got to get my mind to agree with my heart. My heart always in the right place. My heart is in the right place. I'm trying to do the right thing. It is my mind that I'm struggling with, trying to get my mind to agree with my heart, because my heart desires the best things. My heart desires great things. My heart desires good things, but it is the mind that brings the doubt. It's the mind that brings the confusion. It's the mind that says, that's impossible. Even though the heart is saying it's possible and you can do it. We really are dreaming from our hearts, because we'll see something, be like, ooh, I wish, I want that. I love that. That's a beautiful home. That's a beautiful car. I want to drive a nice car. Our hearts say, I don't want to be broke. I want to live debt free. But our mind immediately began to struggle and say, you know what, how you, everybody in your family broke. How you think you can have some money and everybody broke? You came from a broke family. You came from a broke, background. So how you think you're going to be a millionaire? And then we start talking real crazy. It's like, what? I don't want to be a millionaire. I want to be a billionaire. Billionaire seems so, that's our new thing. It's like, because our hearts say that's doable. That's doable. But the mind said, well, if you haven't made $1 million, why are you talking about $1 billion? Okay, we can just jump over $1 million. We can just go straight to $1 billion. So yes, you have to get your mind to get. And how do you get your mind? So let's talk about that, Cassandra. How do I get my mind? I get my mind with physical pictures. I need to see it. When God had revealed to me that I was going to be a business owner, I saw it in my mind. I saw myself wearing suits. I saw myself, carrying a briefcase. I could see it as clear as day. And then, the last few years, people have been talking about vision boards. Now, I am a strong believer in a vision board. Now, I can't always carry my vision board with me when I'm traveling. So what I do is I get some postcards sometimes, and I'll just write it on the postcards because, I'm on the airplane, I'm looking at it, I'm having a driver driving me somewhere, I'm in the back seat, I can flip it out. I need to constantly be reminded that this is what I want. I don't care what's happening, this is what I want.
Yeah.
And so I need that to be in front of me. I need to hear it. We talk about getting up in the morning and doing affirmations. We got to put affirmations up. We got to post it somewhere. It's not enough just to say it in our mind. We need to physically see it. Put it on the refrigerator. Put it on the cabinet. See it. Because I promise you, if you're not doing it, somebody gonna say something crazy. Let me tell you. It's always crazy.com waiting to say something to you. You're going to read something crazy. You're going to hear something crazy. Crazy.com is out here. So what we have to do is we have to find positive people to be around. And more importantly, be positive to yourself. I love that song. Sometimes you got to encourage yourself. When there is nobody to hold your hand and say, get up and do something, get up and do this, or you're going to make it, then you got to find the strength to encourage yourself. And sometimes just looking at a picture that you cut out, just reading something that you wrote, now you have encouraged yourself. We all go through moments of discouragement. I've gone through moments of discouragement, and it's not, I'm not talking about years ago.
Yeah.
Last week, 2 weeks ago, I could have went through a moment of discouragement. I still have to get out the bed and say, you can do this. You can do this. It's not too late. Sometimes when we hit 40 and 50, we start having concerns like, Jesus. Now I'm 40 now. I'm 50 now. Are you sure? Do I need to? We have to be careful that we don't try to take a different direction. And then we saw that with Sarah and Abraham. We laughed at Sarah like, why she even jumped in trying to fix something? We do the same thing.
Yes, we do.
We do the same thing. And we got to learn. That's why we have to operate by the principles in the Bible, is we got to learn from the principles, and we got to operate according to the principle. In all thy ways, acknowledge him. So before we get up trying to fix it, it's not broken. It's just the process. And we're going to have to go through the process. And if we just go through the process and endure, when we get to the other side, we look back and we just like, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad.
It wasn't that bad.
It wasn't that bad. I mean, Cassandra, I laugh at myself when we purchased this house, and when I tell you, it looked like every devil, looked like Satan had just released some devils to come after me. He's like, go get her once she get that house, because she already crazy. If you let her get that house, she gonna go Jesus crazy on us. And when I tell you, it looked like the demons financial demons from hell was coming to get me to bring doubt. But in my heart of hearts, I knew, I was like, God doesn't lie. He doesn't. He said, I can't lie. I had that posted. I had that posted on my board. He is not a man that he can lie. So I didn't care what else happened. He is not a man that he can lie. And I said, he will give you the desires of your heart if you believe. I had all my scriptures like, God, I believe. I didn't care what my mind was saying. My heart said, I believe. I believe. I believe. I didn't care, but it was a pandemic. I didn't care what the loan officers were saying. And at the end of the day, you know what the issue really was? God was trying to take me to a bigger place. I was dreaming small. And he was like, it's you. It wasn't God. It was me. So when people say it's you, it's so true. It was me. I was trying to stay in my budget. I was like, don't take me out of this comfort zone. I'm confident it's 350. I'm confident it's 400. But when he say higher, I was so uncomfortable going to that higher. But one thing I know for sure, I have confidence of the Christ who lives in me. And so, but I learned to be confident. Like if he give it to me, he gonna provide.
Yes, that's right.
God is going to provide. He's always going to provide. So I heard someone talk about gas, like the price of gas, GAS. And she said, well, GAS for her was God always supplies. So that's my new thing. God always supplies.
That's a good one.
So if you ask me, what do you think about gas? God always supplies.
And that's true. And that's true. And that's where everything to me starts in the mind. Everything starts in the mind. And whatever it is, you got to make a decision. When he shows it to you, you got to make a decision. I believe it. Now, you know, the thoughts and the things may come and the fear may come, but you still got to make a decision. You got to still say, I believe it. I believe it. And you keep saying it and you keep saying it and you keep saying it. And you said something very important. You know, it's good to write it down and good, but you got to say it. And you may not believe it at first, but if you keep saying it and if you keep seeing it, you keep it before you. I remember one of my vision boards, like you said, you couldn't take it everywhere, but I took a picture and I got that from Steve Harvey. I took a picture of mine and I made it the screensaver on my phone.
That's a good one. I love it. I love it.
That one from Steve Harvey. I took a picture of it and I kept it as a screensaver on my phone. So every time I picked up my phone, there was my vision board.
Absolutely.
And I saw it. And I became connected to what I had on there. And the things that I had on there were things that I really wanted and desired to have. And so that, you know, that is a very good strategy. And it is, you know, it's very important because I believe you got to keep it before you. You got to keep it before your eyes. And you got to keep it on your mind. And after a while, you were saying your heart, those emotions, that passion and desire for it will connect. And then you will find yourself driven. That's what makes you get up out of the bed.
Absolutely.
At 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, and you get up out of your bed and you're working. And I mean, you're into it because this is now a part of you. This is now part of you. It's a desire, it's a passion, and you don't want to stop until you see it, until you see it happen. So
it's like taking a trip and you question, like, did I go the right way? Should I be going this way? And then you're too far to turn around and too far to keep going. And you're just like, well, I'm just gonna have to keep going until I see another exit, because when you look behind, it's too far to go back. So you may as well keep going.
You may as well keep going. Now, we're already talking about some things that you do. Can you share some more things that you did to activate and build your confidence? And can these strategies be used at any time in any area of your life? Can you share some more things that you did?
Absolutely. So one of the things that the biggest thing I did was I write stuff down. I write it down, and you hit it on the head where you say, I say it out loud. I'm just not writing it down and then forgetting about it. I'm writing it down. I'm going back to look at it every day. It became a routine. So make reading over the things that you want to accomplish a routine. So when I get up in the morning, I have a routine. So when I'm talking to my clients, it's like, create a routine for your life. You ever had those days where you get up and it's time to go back to bed, and you're like, I don't even know what happened to my day. You know, I don't even know what I did. I didn't even accomplish anything, because you don't have a routine. But if you ever establish a routine, then you're going to get some things accomplished. I have to work from a checklist. If I don't work from a checklist, I get absolutely nothing done. So I have to know, when I get up in the morning, what do I need to do? It's just like finding a job. If you were going to find a job, you got to get your resume together. So that's how life is. When I'm trying to I get my resume together. My resume not be a piece of paper anymore, but my resume is my life. I got to get my mind together. I got to make up my mind. I'm going to do something. I'm making my mind. I'm going to accomplish this. So that I work backwards, if that makes sense. So I know what I want to get. And then I start working backwards, like, how am I going to get there? And again, I'm going to use purchasing a new car. I remember when I wanted a new car, and I was like, hey, I want a new car. I put the picture up of the new car that I wanted. And then I started working, like, how am I going to get the new car? Well, if the new car costs this much, how am I going to get to being able to afford this new car and pay cash for it? So that's what I began to work on, is like, I want to pay cash. I didn't just want a new car. I wanted to pay cash for the new car because I didn't want car notes. So and that's what we do, is work backwards. Put your picture up, write it down, do something to say, this is what I want to accomplish, and then begin to work toward that. One of the things that you got to do is you got to deny yourself as well. When I made up my mind I wanted to be debt free, it's like, I cannot stand having debt. So I had to deny myself of going to the store and just buying stuff. I had to deny myself of going to the grocery store and wasting food. You know, we go in there hungry. We know better.
Uh-huh.
we're getting stuff that we know we're going to not eat all of that, or we're going to throw it.
Mm-hmm.
I deny myself eating out. But why? It's more important for me to be debt free than it is to eat out. And so it's more important for me to be debt free than to have 500-600 outfits that I'm going to wear one time and hang it in the closet, because I'm worried about what people say and what they think. And I want to get false praises. Oh, that's a cute dress. Oh, that's a beautiful hat. I love those shoes. False praises. Worried about what people are going to think is more important for me. That when I'm in my old age, I don't have to be at Walmart holding a bag saying welcome and greeting at Walmart. Welcome to Walmart. Can I take your order? I don't want to be at McDonald's, when I'm 80 and 70 and 60. No. And so you got to put those things in place. And so those were the things. And the other thing that I really want people to talk about, really want to share with people is, we talk about the principles of the Bible. We talk about the principles of God and living by godly principles. But a lot of times we don't even go to the Bible to dig it out. We want someone else to tell us. But what I had to do was, Cassandra, was I had to go dig it out. What are the principles? Am I living by the principles? Let me apply these principles. We're just making it sound good. Oh, I'm living by the principles. You don't even know what the principles are. Go really find out what the principles are and really apply. I promise you, when I really started applying the principles to my life, the principles of God to my life, it was life changing. It really was life changing. We say, do unto others. I'm telling you, when I got that down, do unto others as you would have them. Not like they've already done to you. Don't do them like they did you. Do unto others the right way. Do the right thing. Even if they don't always do the right thing, you do the right thing. Our mothers would always say that. Do right by people. That was our thing. We would laugh at them saying, do right by people. She was like, no matter what, do right by people. And I remember you saying your mom would say the same thing. Do right by people. And that's something I put in my life, is do right by people. I took that into my business. Do right by people. No matter what, I always try to do right by people. And all she was doing was living the principles. Living the principles. We got worldly people applying more principles than we are.
Yes.
But I promise you, and we're not going to sit here and make it easy for people. It's like, nope. Our challenge is go do the research. Make a list of the principles. Put them on your wall. I put stuff on my wall so that I can go by and say, okay, this principle, I'm living by this principle today. In all thy ways acknowledge him. I'm living by that today. I'm living by that. I'm just going to give this one. Philippians 4:13. I can do all things. Just that one. I started with that one. And that's my thing, is I can do all things. So what is all things? The things that I want to do, not just the things that I want to do, the right thing. What is God leading me to do? It's like, well, I can do it. Even when I didn't have the confidence, like you're saying, I didn't know that I could do it, but I knew I could do it through Christ, because Christ knows everything.
That's right.
He knows everything. The knowledge and wisdom. I can get that from Christ, because he knows how to do it.
That's right.
So that would be my principle. I would say start there. Start with that one scripture and act upon it. I can do all things through Christ.
Awesome. And my sister Era said that is her one that she said she don't list everything. She just said all things. I can do all things, whatever it may be. And one of my affirmations, one of the ones that I love to have is I think it's in Philippians as well. Philippians 4:6. Be careful for nothing, but in all things by prayer and supplication, let your requests be made known to God. And I think the Living Bible, I have it written the way the Living Bible says. Don't worry about anything.
Don't worry about
pray
anything.
about everything, because we tend to let our emotions knock us out of what it is that we're supposed to have, because we get anxious, we get fearful. And not saying that these feelings, these emotions won't come, but that's why you got to have discipline in your mind. Absolutely. So that you can take control of these thoughts, so they won't have you just as the old folks say, discombobulated, so that they will have you just distracted and all out of sorts. Because when your life and your mind is chaotic,
yes,
you cannot accomplish anything. So things that you were talking about, how the challenges came, how the experiences came,
Mhm.
but you have to stay calm. You have to stay
Absolutely.
in a state of rest in your mind,
Yes.
in your emotions. And so I often think about that you can when something come, okay, girl, don't allow yourself, because you can say the wrong thing, react the wrong way when something happens, and it will throw you off or delay you, and you
Absolutely.
end up having to kind of start start over, or being stuck, being
Stuck.
stuck
And I
being
would say, I just want to add that something you just said, making emotional decisions. We really have, especially as adults, that's something we really need to learn is don't make emotional decisions. We,
Mhm.
the saddest thing that media allows now is people to get out here and make emotional decisions. They make emotional posts. You
Mhm.
immediately get angry and take it to Facebook. And I'm talking about
Oh, wow.
believers and non-believers. I see, and I'm like, that is just so sad. That is,
Mhm.
it's so sad. And anything happen, immediately you take it to Facebook, or
Mhm.
you take it to everybody that you think need to hear it because you want to be the victim. It's like, come on, we can't. It used to be that you took it from one
Mhm.
person to the next person. Did you know
Mhm.
what happened to me? Did you know my dog died? Did you know the cat ran off? Now is they take it to Facebook, and it's this whole stop stuff because we made an emotional decision, and then an hour or two later, 2 days later, it was like, oh, I shouldn't have did that. But guess what? Some stuff you open your mouth and you put out there, you can't take it back. With
That's
all
right.
your regrets, you can't take
Uh-huh.
it back. And some stuff we say, it's not fixable. So the best thing to do is shut up. I have learned that if I'm feeling emotional, or I want to say something, don't say anything, because
That's
sometimes
right.
the best answer is no answer. So I take that even into weight loss. It's like now when I question, why am I eating? Why am I trying
Mhm.
to eat? Am I hungry, or am I just
Mhm.
eating out of habit, or am I just being greedy? So I mean, and that's what we need to do is question yourself. When you're feeling emotional, and I think you said it best, Chris, like when I'm feeling emotional, sometimes I need to just leave the room. I need to just run out and say, you know what, I'm not
Yes.
gonna say anything right now. I need
Yes,
to get in a
indeed.
hurry to be quiet. And we gotta know that's knowing ourselves. So when
Mhm.
we should be maturing, you gotta mature, because if you're talking about being in a leadership role, then you got to be confident enough again in Christ that he's going to handle it. You don't have
Mhm.
to prove anything. I promise you Christ's going to handle it, and you're going
Mhm.
to look back and be like, that wasn't even worth talking about. That wasn't
Exactly.
even worth discussing. That wasn't even enough not to sleep on. I have learned not to take anything to bed with me. Go rest. As you said, go rest.
Yes.
It's gonna be all right. Just rest. I'm to that. We get to an age and we got to know it's gonna be all right. I remember, Cassandra, my lights got turned off one time, and I was
Mhm.
so stressed out. I was in my 20s, like, oh my God, my lights turned out. I had never experienced that. I didn't know what that was like. And after a while, I was like, my lights got turned off a second time. I just wasn't making enough money. I wasn't making good financial decisions. So I
Uh-huh.
realized, you know what? Tomorrow I'm gonna call the light people. I have to use a candle tonight. Tomorrow I'm gonna call it. So now, though I'm not experiencing my lights being off, just those lessons taught me, God, it's gonna be
It's
okay.
gonna be
God got
okay.
it. It's gonna be okay. He gonna take care of you through the night. And but more important, he gonna teach you something after this. He told me
Mhm.
how to manage my money. He told
Uh-huh.
me how to, stop being wasteful. But
Mhm.
God got it. And we just need
Mhm.
to make up our mind that I'm gonna learn something from this. Everything that happened in my life, I'm going to learn something from this. And now I get to operate in a place of peace. I get to operate in a place where I'm not stressed out. It takes
Mhm.
a whole lot to bother my peace. It takes a whole lot I don't even use the word I'm just stressed out, because I've decided I'm not going to be stressed out.
Mhm.
So if something is coming to disturb my peace or disturb or stress me, I
Mhm.
release it. I'm
Release
going to
it.
release you. I'm going to release it. So sometimes
Mhm.
it's a you and sometimes
Uh-huh.
it's a it. But we got to
Uh-huh.
release it if it's disturbing our peace. And as you said, it is a place in your mind that you
Mhm.
get to knowing it with confidence. it's going to be okay. If this person walk out, it's going to be okay.
It's gonna be
If I
okay.
don't talk to you again, it's going to be okay. If I don't
Mhm.
hear from you again, it's going to be okay. If I lose this job, it's going
It's
to
gonna be.
be okay. So, it's a place, it's a mindset where we really
Mhm.
clearly understand in life, it's going to be okay.
Yes, indeed, indeed. So we're coming down to the end. We're coming down to the end, but we want to talk a little bit about manifestation. In reference to manifestation, what
Yes.
is the difference with the person you are now compared to the person you was 25 years ago or even 3 years ago? How has your confidence evolved and how have you evolved?
I think I'll say from yesterday. I tell everyone, I pray that I grow every day. I pray that I grow more than from yesterday, not just from 25 years ago, not from 3 years ago, 25 days ago, 5 days, 10 years ago. I pray that I grow every day. So I let Christ grow in me. So I'm in search again of being so close to God and having such a wonderful relationship with him. That's what built the confidence, and that's what helped me to manifest who I am today. Having a closer relationship with God gave me the confidence to do anything that I want to do, as long as it aligns with the will of God. So now I have the confidence that he say, right now I'm moving into full-time ministry. And so now I have the confidence that I can do this. 10 years ago, I probably would have said, I'm not ready for full-time ministry. But now to have my ministry license and to be moving into full-time ministry, this is who I was born to do. The business was preparing me for this. Yes, I'm still a business owner, but now to be able to manifest that, at the end of the day, the business suit and the briefcase was bigger than just the business. So now than a physical business. So now I'm about the business of Christ. I'm about the business of winning souls. I'm about the business of helping people to operate in their business using good biblical principles. That you can have a business and still be a Christian. You can have a business and still do right by people and be fair to people. So I think, and I honestly believe this, if you want to manifest who you really supposed to be, get a closer relationship with God, and it's going to come out. It's who you're supposed to be. If it's hidden and you don't know, the closer you get to God, the more you walk with Christ, the more of the Holy Ghost that's revealed in your life, and you're guided by God's Spirit, you're going to grow and you're going to be that person that God destined you to be from the day you were born. Even before you were born, you were destined to be that person. Now I am operating in the destiny that God created me to be. It took me a minute to get to this point. It took me a minute to understand that this is who I am. But now on today, I can honestly say, yes, I'm a motivational speaker. Yes, I'm a minister full time. And yes, I'm a business owner, because this is who God says I am. I didn't say this is where I was, because if it was left up to me, I would be like, no, that's not who I am. But I am who God says I am. And I intend to walk in that faithfully every day.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. I love it. I love it. And you know what? It is just so beautiful because I see that you have evolved in everything that you said. Evolved as a person, evolved as a leader, an entrepreneur, a business owner, a person who's giving back to their community, building their community, which is ministry, and that
Absolutely.
is just so awesome. And I love the fact that that we're still connected 30 years later
Yes.
to
Yes.
see each other grow and help each other to grow. And
Absolutely.
it is just wonderful. It is just so great. And I thank you for sharing your story. Thank you for sharing your story, because when I think it motivates us, inspires us, encourages us when we see someone else. When we
Absolutely.
see someone else do it. And Dr. Carol has joined us. Dr. Carol said, "Amen, Amen, Bernadette." But it is just so wonderful to be able to uh, live out your vision, live out your purpose, to walk in and to have that fulfillment and that satisfaction. And we often talk about the desire that we have to help other people do
Absolutely.
the same, because we know what it feels like to not have that support. And so
Mhm.
I love the fact that that's one thing that's one of the driving forces for you, your passion, and why you came on here this evening to be with me, to help others
Yes.
manifest their vision and their purpose for their lives. So I just really appreciate your being here with us this evening,
Thank
Dr.
you.
Carol. You came at the, I don't know how long she had been on here, but she said that's good. That's good.
Thank you,
So
Dr. Carol.
yes, indeed. So I just want to, you will, do you have any closing remarks you want to give before we leave? But you have just
Um,
said some wonderful things already. Go ahead.
Oh, thank you. Well, the closing remark is that I do have a mentoring program. So I do have a 90-day mentoring program that I am doing for young people from the age of 20 to 40. So if you are in a place where you need a mentor, whether you're trying to make a career change, be live debt free, starting a business, and just want someone to help mentor you, I am not charging for that time frame. It's from the night for 90 days, and I really just started. So you can not email me, you can reach me through Facebook, through Messenger, and just let me know that you are interested. I'm only doing 10 people, and I think maybe I have maybe like two, maybe three slots left. I'm not sure. Again, that age is 20 to 40. And I'm looking for serious people, only serious people, because I don't want to waste their time. I certainly don't want anyone wasting my time. But we want to serve as a mentor to you, to help you get to the next level and take your business, your career, your thoughts, purchasing a house, living debt free, whatever it is that you need to do and feel like you need a mentor. We are here for you.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Effective transformation coaching and now mentoring. Yes,
Yes, yes,
indeed. Well, we hope that you will reach out, because I believe that she will help you get to you where you need to be. Somebody just may need that someone to mentor them and coach them into building their confidence. You
absolutely.
may have your vision and know what it is, but you just need that confidence to really step out and go. If you, those who may come along later and watch, or those who watched and you saw in the Matrix, once he realized who he was, once he knew
That was
he
it.
had power, he stepped out with confidence. He ran
Absolutely.
toward it. And so building that confidence, having that confidence is a big piece, plays a big part and a big role in pursuing and manifesting your vision. So we hope that we have said something to encourage you and motivate you. Please check Bernadette out. She's on Facebook, and she's also on Instagram. I believe Ask Bern is on Instagram.
Yes.
Bernadette Hicks-Kelly on Facebook. And so
Yes.
just check her out, reach out to her. She's taking 10 people and one thing about it, you want to be mentored and coached by somebody who has results, who
Absolutely.
has results, and she has the results to prove that these strategies, these godly principles that she's been putting in practice work. And so you want to be with someone who got results. Go ahead.
I want to add one thing, since you said that, then I know my time is out. We had two people who were making between like $15 and $20 an hour. This week we got them on contracts making $50 an hour starting April 25th. So I am just ecstatic about those people. I am that's just I can't hardly sleep now.
Well, that's awesome. And is this you had a project, a partner with
Yes,
someone that you
I had a
recently?
project. Mhm.
Awesome. That is so good.
Yes,
So that's what I'm saying. I know for a fact that she has a proven record of getting results. She's not telling you anything that she has not practiced, and the manifestation is in her life, and she wants to help you get to that same manifestation and results as well.
absolutely.
So please do reach out to her. Well, it has been wonderful. Thank you for joining me. And you
You're
all,
welcome.
This is a series. This is just one of the series, one of the
Yes.
things that we've been focusing on. We're going to come back and talk about some other things using godly principles to manifest your vision. So thank you all for joining us this evening. Thank you, Dr. Carol, for being with us. And we look forward to being with you all in the weeks to come. You all have a wonderful evening. Good night.